Hi, it's Cassie Hicks here from Modern Marketing Spark, the Modern Marketing Club. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you are well. Today we're going to talk about a secret ingredient, and I think this is something that's really overlooked when you're looking at how to use social media to grow your business. I call this the ACE method, and I'll explain what that means and where that comes from in a moment. And this is all about, so often I hear people say, I'm posting on social media but I'm not getting much traction, no one's really taking any notice, and how much do I have to keep posting to get anyone to take any notice of me, and how do I get in front of my ideal clients and customers? And it can be really hard work, and that's because you're missing the ACE factor. So I'm not talking about the X factor, this is the ACE factor. Now, just as a recap for those of you who maybe haven't seen me on a Facebook Live before, if you want to grow your business using social media, there's three key pillars, and this is what I teach in my Social Media Accelerator program. The three key pillars are attract, convert, and scale. And attract is about getting visible online. Hello, if you're joining, come and say hi. Love to know who's here, and come and say hi in the comments. So attract is about getting visible. It's about getting in front of your ideal clients in the right way. It's about showing up in a way that you're going to get noticed. And that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today. Then there's convert, because it's all very well having a big following, but that the number of people that follow you on social media is completely irrelevant if people aren't actually engaging or becoming customers, because that's, at the end of the day, we're not on social media just for the fun of it, we're actually running a business. And then the third part is scale, and this is when you can really boost your sales and take things to the next level. So those are the three key pillars. And attract is the piece whenever I poll my new members when they join the program and say, what do you most need to work on? And we put together a strategy before they dive into the training and the Social Media Accelerator. And probably the thing that people ask for most often is help with the attract piece. So it's, how do I show up in front of the people that are my potential customers in a way that is going to be is compelling and is going to take those people on the journey, take to the next step, and move people from just seeing you on a Facebook Live or seeing a post on a Facebook page through to becoming a subscriber and then a customer. So what happens, some of you may have seen my I did a Facebook Live, and I'm doing this because we talked about a seesaw. We talked about the difference between context and content, so I'm not going to go over that again. If you want to find that training, go to my Facebook page, the video section, and look for context versus content. But this is all about how you show up online. It's about your authority online. And hi guys for joining the call. Hello. So just to give an example, I went to the cinema at the weekend and saw Mamma Mia 2. So I don't know, has anyone else seen Mamma Mia 2? I know Tanya from the Modern Marketing Club was saying that she's seen it, how much she enjoyed it. And great film, great fun. Definitely recommend it if you want a bit of light-hearted. I mean, it's quite poignant. We laughed, we cried, but yeah, quite a fun film to go and see, if you like, especially if you like ABBA music. And one of the stars of the show in this particular film is Cher. And I'm sure everyone knows who Cher is. And it's amazing because I'd seen her on Graham Norton, a sort of late night talk show, talking about being on Mamma Mia. I hadn't really thought much about it, and then when I went to see the film, there was Cher, and as she makes this amazing entrance into the film out of this helicopter. I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but because she's Cher, she's got this presence and this credibility instantly. She doesn't have to promote herself or sell herself, or if we're looking at the analogy of being a business owner, she doesn't have to be putting herself out there all the time, putting loads of content out there. If Cher started a Facebook group tomorrow, and I'm sure she has got a fan page, but if Cher started a new Facebook page or group tomorrow, she'd have hundreds of thousands of fans instantly. because she's got that credibility, that presence, that charisma. Now that's not something that comes overnight, but that's it's the secret sauce really to being really successful, especially in the sort of visibility phase of social media. And that's the part I know that most people seem to struggle with. So let's look at the ACE method. So that's the challenge really, is if you're not Cher or Richard Branson or Alan Sugar or someone from Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, if you're not a big name of business, and there you are, you're running your own business and you've got your Facebook, oh hi Gail, you're starting off in a position where nobody knows you. You might have a small group of people that know you from local networking, for example, but you don't have that presence, you don't have that big following. And that's one of the things actually that there's a whole module on building community in the Social Media Accelerator, and that's part of it. But I think the piece that's missing for so many people is what I call the ACE, this ACE factor. I shouldn't call it the method, I should call it the factor. So there's 3 things that you need that can really help you in this attract phase with your social media. So what I want you to do, I'm going to challenge you to look at your last 10, let's say, posts that you put on social media. It can be Facebook or Instagram, whichever one you like. Look at your last 10 posts and ask yourself, have you used the ACE factor when you've been posting? Or what difference would that make to these posts if you were using this ACE factor? So let's go through ACE. So ACE, A-C-E. So ACE, the A of ACE is authority. So this is about how you position yourself online. So this is your branding, this is your social proof, this is your positioning, this is your messaging, this is how you establish yourself, and this is how you show up online. Because the minute you get active on social media, the first thing that's going to happen when people see you, people can see you in so many different places nowadays, can't they? The first thing they're going to do is they're going to go and check you out. So you need to make sure that you give yourself the most authority that you can. That's going to include your website, your profiles. So just look at your last 10 posts, look at your website and your profiles, and just ask yourself, if someone's coming to me, seeing me for the first time online, how much authority, how am I positioning myself? How well established am I, or do I look? Because this is the funny thing as well about this whole situation, this whole ACE factor, is that a lot of it is about perception. And that's the really hard thing, isn't it? When you're working hard, and it's really hard not to look at other people and see what they're doing. And you often see people, don't you, who are not as good at what they do as you, but their marketing's better. And that could be a couple of different things, but one of them is that they probably have a bit more, they've somehow established more authority, and the perception of the outside world is that that person is somebody worth looking at and following and buying their programs. That might not, you might be better at what you do than that person, but it's all perception. So you have to give the perception that you have to give. You obviously, I'm not talking about making stuff up, but you have to build your authority as best you can. As I say, that's your website, your social media, your profiles, and do whatever you need to do to build that. The second thing is C, which is community. And of course, once you've started to establish that authority and position yourself in the right way, you should then start to attract people that are interested in what you're doing. And then, you're in a position to start getting more visible and building your tribe. And you don't need millions of people. You don't have to be like Kim Kardashian and have, millions of people following you on Twitter to have a community. In fact, someone said you only need 1,000 true fans, and that's people who actually open your newsletters or engage with you on social media. And I think actually it's probably better, again, because of this issue of perception, better to have be really clear on who that audience is, and don't worry about whether people like you or not, but really hone in on building that community. And then the third part of the ACE factor, which again, this is really important and not always easy, is emotional connection. And again, I think it's really easy, and I think I could do better at this myself. I'm not saying I'm perfect at this, but I think, awareness is half the battle. When you realise that you can do these things so much better, that's when you can improve your marketing. So emotional connection means being more personal, being more open, being more vulnerable. You always hear that people talk about vulnerable posts, but also just making yourself more available. And I think personally, Facebook Live is just, I need to sort of be like the queen of Facebook Live. It allows you to do all of the things we've talked about. So to build your authority, to build your community, to establish that emotional connection. Because with Facebook Live, I've just did a quick Facebook Live on the Modern Marketing Club. I was talking to a lady from New Zealand. How amazing is that I can jump on, I'm sitting in my office, in my home office in the UK, I've just got a smartphone, I haven't got any fancy stuff, and I'm having a conversation with someone who's in my community that's in New Zealand. It blows my mind how amazing some of these marketing tools are. So, as I say, I challenge you to have a look back at your last, say, 10 posts and look and say to yourself, what's the perception that people have of me looking at my posts? Maybe it's hard to look at your own. Maybe you need to get a friend or a business buddy to look at your posts. How much of a community have I got around me? Is my community growing? And then also look and see how much are people engaging with me as a person. And I think someone that does this really, really well, if you haven't come across him, is a guy called Taki Moore, who was one of my business coaches last year. And Taki's brilliant. He just, when people ask questions in his group, he jumps on his phone because he's traveling around the world, and he'll just answer the question with a little video. So I think that's really fun. And people feel like they know him because he's on video all the time. He's Facebook Living, all the time. You see him popping up. And sometimes it's really personal and sometimes it's more businessy training. And he just jumps on and he just talks. And when he answers a question, he talks to you. So here you've got this amazing, multi-millionaire coach, and he's just there chatting. He doesn't like to wear shoes. He's quite often on the beach with no shoes on. So what a fantastic example of building that emotional connection and just being very real and very human. And actually, if you think about it in terms of a marketing strategy, I don't find it that easy personally, but I think for a lot of people it's quite an easy strategy, really, isn't it? If you're happy to get on camera and you're happy to talk to people and engage, how hard is it to be yourself? But again, it is all about perception. So in fact, Taki did a Facebook Live recently and he was saying there's two types of messages that you should share. One is personal and one is professional. And I really like that. So when you look at your 10 posts, maybe have a think about, are they all businessy? Are they all really personal and chatty? How can you get a mixture of the both? Because, we're nosy. That's why we like reality TV shows. That's why we like the tabloids. We like to see behind the scenes. We like to see people's lives and what they're up to. But, then we also want give me some, nitty gritty. Give me some stuff I can use and get some results with. So, guys, thanks for joining. What questions do you have? I would love to know what you think about the ACE factor. Do you think this is something you can apply in your business? Do you think you can have a look at your profiles, look at your last posts? How can you up that personal connection, that social proof, and get a lot more bang for your buck with your marketing? Do you feel that has this resonated with you? Am I sharing something that's exciting that you can put into action? Because I think rather than, you have to do this or you have to do this, actually it's a bit more about being strategic, but in a more natural, I think it's just being human, really. But it's funny, isn't it? You lose sight of that when you run a business. You sort of go into, I'm a business owner, I've got to behave like a business owner. And actually here we are on social media and it's a bit more, hey, I'm a person, you're a person, let's have a conversation. So guys, I would love to hear your comments. I'm going to close there and we'll carry on the conversation in the Modern Marketing Club as always. But let me know what you think. Let me know when you look at your last 10 posts, where can you make things better, where can you improve. And so I want to say thanks so much. If there aren't any questions, thanks so much for watching the broadcast. If you enjoyed this free content, I hope you found it useful. I want you to know that all the things I talked about, building community, building authority, posting, strategy behind your posting, they're all things that I go into a lot more depth in the Social Media Accelerator program. I will be opening the doors again soon. So if you'd like more hands-on guidance with getting that ACE factor and really nailing your social media, so you can go into September when the kids are back at school with a big bang, I'm going to be opening the doors again soon. So just type case study in the comments below and I'll send you details. Okay, if there aren't any questions, then I will see you all soon in the Modern Marketing Club. Take care.